Hello everybody, this is Sonya. Now I'm come on here today because I want to show you the work that I'm doing on the twinchies. Sorry I couldn't get on here yesterday. As you know, it was my birthday and I've had family visiting and we had a day of talking, laughing and stuff like that, and presents, so it was really good, and I really appreciate all of you that put messages up for me on Facebook and everywhere. Now, it's only 8 o'clock in the morning here. It's early for me and it's cold, but that's okay. I'm dressed and I'm ready to go up the town after I do this, but I wanted to show you now today the twinchie thing. Now, I got up to last time we got up to where we made the little dream catcher. Well, people called it that anyway, a lot of people. So I was just going to put him onto here by using the thread that was left over. So I'm going to fasten it onto here. Okay, oops. Maybe I don't have the thread that's left over threaded on that needle. You'll have to forgive me, as I said, it's early in the day and I haven't even had my coffee yet. But if I don't get this done, I panic then because it's not there and stress out. And if I do it, I'll be right then, and then I can, get going on the next thing that I want to do and put up here. Okay, so we're just going to put that through there, not too tight because you don't want it sitting up. If you pull it too tight, it's going to go like that. Just leave it hanging down a tiny bit, and then put another stitch through just to hold that on, and then finish it off at the back. Okay, now like I said, hopefully we're going to be able to get this one and another one finished today. There we go, that's that one done. Oh well, that bit. Instead of don't have to put it all straight. I'm not real big on straight things. You can see everything I've sideways. I don't know whether that's just a thing that I have, but I like to just do that. Now, I want to put on some, I thought I might just show you today what I went and bought some little kids tops, but only because they were only $3 and they're made out of the t-shirt material. I don't have a lot of that in like the t-shirty stuff that's good for doing the cover and the buttons and things. And I thought, well, I didn't want to go and buy the second-hand ones because they charge you just as much, charge you $3 for a second-hand one, so I might as well go and buy one. And this one's got nice little sleeves, and I don't know if anybody had seen before what I did with this. I went and I bought, and because we don't have a dress material shop here anymore either, you can go and buy material, so I thought, well, I could use this because I want that overlocking part there. Now, I think I'll go with, which colour will I use? So I've got myself 3 little shirts, and I can use these for making buttons and flowers and, any sort of thing. And I'm going to use them I'll use a bit here to show you how I made these, which was quite easy, but I think I showed this before. They just made these little roll-up things to use as a decoration by using the overlocking part. And that's this part here on the shirt. I think I got that bit off a dress that I had, but I haven't got a lot of I have an overlocker, but I'm just showing you how you can actually recycle, or if you can't buy material, fabric, the way you want it. This is what I'd do. I'd go and buy a little shirt, $3. You could go and get a few, maybe a bit of a part of a metre of one, maybe. It depends what they charge wherever it is you're at, though. Okay, so I'm just going to cut that there because that's going to be plenty long enough. The glue pot that actually works now today. I'm just going to put some glue on here. Oh dear, I just looked away for a second, and it went running all over the place. You've got to be careful, don't you, these things. Now, I roll him up. Make a little ball, not a little ball, but just roll him round like that. And it sort of makes just a little embellishment sort of thing that that I found that was a good idea with a bit of scrap, if you understand. Recycling's always good, you know. You can get it off one of your, if you have an old shirt or something you want to pull apart or cut up, that's a good idea. I mean, I could have did that, but I haven't really got anything that I want to demolish at the moment. I not long actually give my wardrobe a good clean out and never thought about this. But like I said, these are new and they're not expensive. But you can use whatever you want to. I mean, children grow out of clothes really fast these days before they even wreck them, you know, like when they're little. So if you don't want to, you see heaps of people trying to give away the baby's clothes or the young one's clothes because they just grow out of them and they're not even hardly used. It's a shame. So anyway, I've got these ones already done that are dry. That's the reason why I'll put those on there. Okay. Now, actually, I'm thinking they're big. Maybe not. Maybe. Look at two. They look like little eyes. Might be a bit too big for this one. I don't know. Maybe I better go with this little white one. Press him down while he's wet. Make him look like a rose then, won't he? And I can just use him as a flower. How about that? I'll just use that as a flower. That one. Just press him down. See, you can do it, make it to look more like a flower if you want to. All this is just learning as you go along, as far as I reckon, you know. So there you go. It can be a flower, can't it? I'll just sort of give it a bit of a twist and a cooch there and see what looks a bit rose rolled like. But anyway, but these were little another little embellishment that I made to put on there. Okay, so now I was going to show you how to do a button and a few stitches today. So we have some buttons here, and I don't want them to be too big. Oh, here they are. I think I did put the bigger ones in this bottle though. Maybe not. Here we go. Got a few little bits in here that I picked up off the table, so I can get out to use. So there you go. There's the button, the size that I think I'd like on here. Okay, and then I'm going to put that. I'm going to use this stretchy off of the t-shirt to cover the button. So I'm just going to cut this end off the sleeve because I might use that for something else later. I'm sure I will. And then I just need a piece here. I hope this is in the shot. Oh, I hope the camera's switched on. That's not funny, is it? That's not funny. Let's have a poop. Oh dear. Okay. Dear me. Now, so I've got a little tiny button. Oh well, small. And I need to just, I'll draw a little line around there with a pencil. On the side that is the wrong side. Around. Give yourself a guide to where you need to cut it. Or sew it. Now that's a lot bigger than the button, that bit there, see? So you're going to want to, I'll use a bead needle with a bit of cotton on it, because after I do the gathering up, instead of me unconnecting it, I can use the needle to put on some beads. I'm thinking I might do it for I cut it out. So I'm going to go, the button will come about here. I'm just going to go a tiny bit past that. Tiny bit past there, because you know this will stretch too. So you just want to go a tiny bit past your line and go around here. This is how just to cover an ordinary button, you know, for this sort of thing. You can go and get a covered button if you want to, buy a packet, or you can use one that's already covered that you've got off something. I have a few of those. If you can find an old blouse or something that has a covered button, or a coat, but that might be too big for this tiny little work, you can just put Put some beads and things on that. I have to have a drink of water again, do you now, I suppose? Oh, dearie me. Anyway, so there's that. And I'm going to take this through to the front side, you know, like what would be the top. And then I'm going to cut that out because, and this is a good thing to use when you're working with small stuff, the thing I say, the material, this sort of fabric, because it won't fray and pull back if you're going to cut it close, right? You need to cut it close to the thread. If you use anything like close to cotton, if you use anything like cotton fabric or nylon fabric to do this with, the first thing, it won't stretch, and the second thing, it'll fray and probably come undone on you. So if that's just a bit bigger than the button and it pulls around itself, it'll come up around the sides. And then I'm going to go across here and just catch that and make sure I get it the other side of my thread. Same here, get it the other side of the thread so it doesn't pull away. And so this is going to pull tightly around here. Now if you don't do this, the reason I'm using this stretch is because other material will make it really bulky, okay, underneath. You'll need a bit, and it won't stretch like this and pull over the top of the button, see? But this will work because it's stretchy, and even if you want to sit there and make some buttons for something that you want to put them on to wear, you could do this, because if you have a red button or something and you want it on a blue cardigan, you could change it, make it blue, you know, if you wanted to do that sort of thing, because we can, can't we? We can do whatever we want to. We can change the colour without being too stressful. Well, I think so. So now I've got little holes where I can come up through there, and I can put beads on there, which I'm going to, or a button. Maybe I'll just put some little beads on there. So what have I used on that one? Those ones there. I could use some white ones, I think, some little white pearly things. I might just have to put this lozenge thing in my mouth for a minute. I might try not to talk like I've got a mouthful of marbles, or maybe I'll just have a drink of water for the time being. And I should be looking at my clock to make sure I don't go over the time. And this turn off, and then I'll run out of space on here, and that won't. We're looking in the wrong drawer here, Sonya. Okay, right. We'll dish in the bead soup again, okay? And I'll get out some bits for this. You probably think this is a very slow process, you know, but you know what? It's sort of worth it, because it's a good relaxing thing, I think. I really enjoy doing this. It's very relaxing for me. And I'm going to put a pearly-like one on the top. I'm going up through, I've got 4 holes in here, so I'm going to come up through that one, go down, oops, pick up my bead, pick it up again, yes. My hands are very dry today and everything's getting caught on. And I think it might be the new stuff I bought for hand wash. I made a mistake with that. You can dry your hands out if you get it wrong, can't it? There you go. So that's gonna, and I'll go up again through the hole and put that through there again, and then come down there like that. Okay. So now, instead of it just looking like that, I can go and choose to put some beads around the edge of it. I can put some beads around the middle there, but I'm going to make it look a bit more, I don't know, something or other, and go around the outside with me beads. Okay. Just come up and pick up the bit of fabric, and a smaller bead than what's in the inside. I've got these tiny pink ones, and you can decorate these buttons however you feel. You know, you can do whatever you want to do with them. Once you've got that material on there, you can sew on that, can't you? You just pick up a bead and sew him through. It's a different colour, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he's a different colour. It's your piece of work, so you can please yourself what you do. If you're happy with what you're doing, that's good. makes you happy and it makes you feel relaxed, and I don't know, it's good for you. I really missed coming in here yesterday. It was really terrible, you know. I was out there with talking to my daughter, and my son come along, and my husband, and everyone was there, and I just felt like I missed coming in here so bad. But this is what I like to do. I'm not saying I would have rather this than me visitors, but you know what I mean. You know, it's something that I really do look forward to doing every day. And when I was cleaning the room, I really missed doing it because it's my thing. It's what I like to do. Talk to you like you're all here, you know, because you are really, and you know. Sometimes I have answers to give different ones when they've asked me some questions. I know I've got some really good, lovely comments on all my things, and I'm thanking everybody so much, you know, because it's really good. I really would like to thank you so much for all your lovely comments about my work. You inspire me then to keep going on and do more, which I really like to do, but you sort of make me feel, I don't know, really good. It makes me feel so good that you appreciate what I do. I know you do, but you know, when you write that down, and I don't get to go, I haven't got the time to go there and answer everyone, and I'm sorry about that. I wish I could, but you know, if I get on to your channels, I like to make a comment because I get to go and have a look at somebody. I have a lot of people I subscribe to too, and it's really hard. Like most of them are you, and it's really hard to go and say something to everybody. Eventually I'd like to say something to all yous about, you know, what yous have done or whatever. But anyway, I'm here waffling on a bit, aren't I, today? Now look at that, I've made one of those. But it's cool, isn't it? It gives it that old-fashioned sort of look to my way of thinking, you know. It makes it me... Gee, what happened to me clock? It says it's 18 Celsius and it's 8:25. Ah dear, I'm going to have to look at the clock on this. I'm so sorry about this, but I'm going to have to look and see what time's on this. How much time I've got to go. Okay, so this must be 17 minutes. Right. I've got this really interesting clock that I got for my room because it was one that was gifted to my husband by one of our daughters, and he wasn't real keen on it because it's got a... Well, it's like shaped like a brick, and it's got this big flashing lights on it. You know, like, and he didn't want that in the bedroom for night time. It was for alarm. But so it's been in the cupboard, and I thought, oh well, I'll dig that out and plug it in, and surely that'll keep ticking away for me. So I can. Anyway, look at that. Isn't that cool? Probably put it on the wrong place though. I don't know. Like that. I'll twist this round it. Look, if that turns around that way a bit, sometimes, you know, your little square bit's all right there where it is. Okay, so that button, I really like that. He's cool, isn't he? Isn't he neat? And I'll stitch them on there like that, and I'll cut that off. Now I think that could be enough on this one. It's up to everybody else, you know, how much stuff you want to put on them. I could do another couple of beads, but I won't do that today because I'll show you now how to do a bit more with a bit of lace and some ribbon. So I've got a piece of lace. Sonya found the perfect ribbon. There you go. What have you done with it? Quickly now. There we go. Piece of lace. And I want it. I'm going to squish it up. So we're going to just do that. We're going to get a piece of silk ribbon, okay? Because it's very soft, easy to work with, and hopefully you can find some. If not, you can use the other. When I say the other, you can use satin ribbon if you can get a really fine, a really fine one. Some of them are really stiff, and some are very soft and be easier to work with. But I'll try and get this through here. Now you need a good sized needle, and these are called a straw needle, and these have got a really thick edge on them. No edge, a really thick. They're a thick needle, so whatever hole they make, the things will come through behind. You understand what I mean? I think I've explained that before. The thickness of the hole, you need that, and then all your work will come through the back of it. Okay, come through your material real easy. It's easy to do on even weave fabric. a pretty open weave. Like, you don't want to do it on anything really tight because it won't go through. When I say really tight, it probably would fit through there, but I wouldn't try it. I wouldn't do it because that's not a good idea. But this calico is really good. It opens up and it comes through really easy. So I'm just going to show you now how to put these little bits here on little bits. I'm going to do a bit of lace. So I'll get a piece of lace, and I've got my ribbon, and I'm just going to come up through the back, and I'm going to make a little rose type thing. So you just come up along here on your ribbon, it's your needle, and you go back in through, if I do this first, and then I can show you the needle where it's sitting. Okay, so you want to pick up about that much like that. See, go back through there, right, and don't go back in the same hole, go fair next to it, right, and then pull that down through there like that. Go steady, just go steady, and you've got one of those, see, tiny little flower bud thingy. Alright, now I want to make it like sitting twisted and puckery, you know, to give it a bit of texture and dimension. So I'm going to go through, come up there through this. Now go steady, because you don't want to pull that through any further than it is. Okay, so very carefully just pull that up at the back, okay, like so, and then you get this again, and you go in through there, back up, down, and back up. It is a little bit tricky to start with, but once you get the hang of it, practice on something else before you do this sort of ribbon. But then again, it won't work as good until you probably get disheartened and won't want to keep going with it, see. So there's that one there, and he might be a little bit skew with, but it doesn't matter. Sometimes there's skew with flowers. Hang on, I'll pull him through a bit further. There you go. So that's not too bad, is it? And we'll do one more. But this is what I do. I just go across the piece of work very carefully. Don't take it through too quick. And pick up, come back about that far and pick up one, pick up two pieces, and then go through. I went through the actual ribbon itself. That's probably not a good idea, but it still worked anyway, okay? So there's your little flowers, and we're going to go across here and do this one here, okay? So this is what, we finished that other twinchie, and we can start on this one. And because I was so slow today, and I don't want this to go any longer because it'll cut out in a minute. My camera only takes half hour at a time, and that's fine because, you know, and I tended to waffle on a bit, but I've shown you how to do the little button, and you don't have to put them on your twinchies the way that I'm putting them on mine. You can do whichever way you like, you know, so you just make your twinchie up and just put it on whichever way you want to do it. If you just go carefully and be, you know, really careful and with it, it'll go for you really well, you know. There's none of this rushing along there trying to, there you go. So that's the, I'm going to do another one. You want 5, Sonia? I'll do one more, and then I'm sorry, but I'll have to turn this off because the time will be up and I'll have to, I don't want it to run out, okay? But this is what I think. This looks absolutely amazing if I do say myself. It just looks really nice. It gives us a lot of, and you're making tiny little flowers. So you can make this with a lot wider ribbon too. It's really easy. There's no reason why you can't do it bigger and make bigger little buds of some sort. They're either roses, flowers, whatever you want them to be. So there you go. So that's how that works. And then I'll just cut off this excess on here. And it's done. Now, some people might say, why didn't I didn't cut that off at all. What am I thinking about? Oh, that was sorry, that was nice. Some people might think, why didn't I glue the the lace down first, but you can't do that because it'll all get bumpy and sticky and you don't want that, so you can't sew with work like that. So anyway, thank you everybody for watching, and we'll come back again with some more twinchies. Okay, thank you, bye bye.